is the assignment to find every drag queen in the city and like put them in a movie, or like I don't understand what the thing is. And everybody's like, no, we're just trying to find like alternative cultures and like trying to understand. They're like chasing after me, like, oh, we want to put you in this movie, and I'm like, girl, I don't want to be in the movie.
Oh my God! How y'all feeling? We are doing drag in the dark tonight, baby. Yes, ma'am.
I feel like gay culture is very based around nightlife and bars, and it originated in the 70s and 80s when, you know, we were all coming out and we weren't being accepted in everyday society. So when we had to create our own little world, we did what we could with when we were given, and that was usually at night. So my mother always just say nothing good ever happened after midnight. But in a sense, I feel like nothing does happen until after midnight. I'm Alex Sadi, and I am a drag performer based out of Richmond, Virginia. I've been performing drag for, it was 6 months on September 11th. But I've been doing theater and stage makeup for 4 years. My stage name is Vivian Hardwood. My favorite designer in the world is Vivian Westwood. I love Vivian Westwood. So I was like, I don't want to be Vivian Westwood, that's a stupid drag name. I was like, I can be Vivian Hardwood. Oh, hardwood like the floor. It was kind of like a you know, but you don't know kind of thing, if that makes sense.
Mr. Jack Twist. My real name is Jesse Harbor. I am former Mr. DC Royale of the Imperial Court of Washington, DC. There are a lot less of us than there are queens. You could throw a quarter and hit a drag queen. You can't do that in Richmond for kings here. Richmond expects the best. And if you're not the best, you don't last. And they expect that of kings too, and they're even more critical of us because they don't understand why we're up there.
Miss Davenport, always.
She's everything.
There's nothing I wouldn't do for her. She has come so far.
I wouldn't be where I am today without her guiding footsteps.
Stop it! You're not going to win a prize for this, but thank you so much.
My name is Alviana Davenport, and I am a professional female impersonator. Gophers is where I started 11 years ago, and I've been here ever since. I've progressed and kind of moved up the ladder here, and this is my home. Alviana is fun. She's really flirty. She's charismatic, humorous, and just all around a good time. I don't think that I've ever knew I wanted to do drag. That's the thing. It kind of started as like a dare, or like, you know, my friends were like, I think you could do that, you should try it kind of thing. And it was like a relief. It was like, oh my God, I can finally just be me and let go.
My mom was like, it's not even an option. Like, why do you want to do something that people can hold against you the rest of your life? It took me 5 years to come out to my parents. I came out to them the summer before my senior year. And then after that, it was kind of just, was bad. I moved to school and started becoming more comfortable. And they found out that I started doing drag, and they got really, really pissed again.
I never had to come out. My family just kind of knew. I think the thing that kind of helped me a lot was that I had an older brother.
Yes, there's been fear. Growing up in a very, very small town in Kentucky, death threats, threatened if I brought a female to a dance. I finally told my family. My aunt actually hit me with a Bible. It's one of those Bibles that older individuals who can't see properly have, that have the big letters, so it's the big Bible. That got thrown at my head. There's no turning gay, you're born with it, the end of it.
Drag houses originated in New York City. When people would be kicked out or people would become homeless, they would find comfort for being gay in a drag house.
We have gay families and gay drag mothers and things of that nature, and my drag mother's name is Alexis Davenport. Some families make you go through a little process, an initiation kind of thing, and once I got to that point, I took on the name Davenport.
So when you take a name, there's almost an expectation set on you. So my drag mother's name is Levine, but we choose not to take her actual name, a Levine, because Our whole thing is because of edgy, because we're different and we know we think outside the box. We're not traditional drag.
Vivian is my drag daughter. She came to me with this big old mustache. She was like, I want to do drag. I was like, you have to shave that. Next time I saw her, she had shaved that mustache. She's like, all right, I'm ready. So she came out and she did share needles and she borrowed a couple stuff and she rocked it out. She did great.
If you can't afford drag, don't do it. It's really what it is, because you're not going to get the respect that you might deserve with your talent. Because I don't just take jeans and a t-shirt and walk on stage. I actually want to make you go, wow, that's just as good as the queen I just saw with that $3,000 diamond gown.
There's a caste system in the drag world, which is, it's unfortunate, but I completely understand it. You know, as much as I respect an older queen, because she's been doing drag for 30 years and her costume is $1,000, to respecting me in my Forever 21 dress and, you know, my $12 ching ching hair. In the same respect, I feel like, yes, respect is earned.
You have to be open-minded, you have to be open to criticism and suggestions, and you cannot come in with an ego. And it's the quickest way to get yourself shut out or shut down by the queen. It's a lot of foundations and contours and, you know, things like that, trying to create things that aren't really there. You know, hair and paint make a man what he ain't.
Unless I'm doing a character, I don't have to put on 15 pounds of makeup. My personal way is to actually do it with my own personal hair when I get a haircut, and then apply it with a glue substance. And then just outline what I want to do with that. I'll darken up a little bit of my eyebrows because men have stronger features about them.
So I'll pad myself, so women have hips. So I'll take my hip pads, I'll put that under a pair of pantyhose, and then I'll put 4 more pairs of pantyhose over that to flatten it. And then I rub out the edges so it's seamless, it meets my leg. After that, I'll probably throw on a lip, put a dress on.
A costume can cost you anywhere from $50 to $350, and that's, you know, including the labor and the materials. And a wig can cost you anywhere from $10 to, I've paid $300 for a wig.
The next thing when I get to the show, unless I have to beforehand, is wrapping. And my method is taking an ace wrap. And my wife will actually bind my rather large chest down to look more like I have a pecs instead of a curvature. I mean, that's the big transformation, because I don't need padding. Because I'll put a binder actually on top of that, which is almost like an Under Armour. And that actually takes the hourglass form and turns it into a stick.
My mother's concern when she found out I was doing drag was that I wanted to be a woman. I was like, no. I have an issue shaving my arms when I'm getting ready for a show. That's how much of a guy I am.
I'm okay with the body I have. I wouldn't want to know what it feels like to have a beard. So I'm good, and I can just take it off.
It's just, I think that's the biggest thing, is that people don't understand the line between transsexual, transgender, drag queen. Girl, drag queen's a drag queen. We are men with our butts between our legs that run around in dresses.
Drag actually helped me realize that I wasn't female or male, that I didn't have to be.
We are just as human as you. You know, I take a bath just like you, I go to sleep just like you, I pay bills just like you. So exactly what are you nervous about, or what makes you scared, or what makes us even different? I'll be turning 29 in November, and so by the time I'm 35, I really want to retire from full-time drag. I plan to kind of take a step back and allow the new breed to come in and see what they have to offer.
I've done a semi-retirement as my wife and I are trying to have a baby, and they're expensive because I don't want to do bad drag because of a baby, and I don't want to put off a baby because of Jack.
I really don't know what I see myself doing 5 or 6 years down the line. I really don't know. I may not even be doing drag still. I love it now, and I love the idea of me doing it in New York or wherever I move.
I take this extremely serious, and for me, it's a career, it's a craft.
I think it just brings out the true colors in whoever you put drag on. Drag is whatever you want to be.